Hello, everyone. Do you remember us? A little hiatus. We back, baby. We back. Yeah, welcome back to Kramer and Jess, Uncensored. That's the thing. We have, we come, we go, and we're back. We're back for at least, 2 weeks, and we're gone for the holidays. So sorry about that. Quick disclaimer before we get this bad boy going. My mother is
Hi, this is Kramer's mom and grandma of triplets. Just want to warn you that some of the content on this show is not necessarily parentally or grandparently approved. Just be careful. It is the friend's version. That can be a little risque at times. So if you have young ears, just be forewarned. You may want to tune them out. Thank you.
Tune them out. Thank you, mother. Thanks for being here. Appreciate y'all. Hopefully Thanksgiving was good. Jess, you actually had like all kind of family here for the last two weeks. Yeah, you guys had both sides of the family, and actually two kind of chaotic. One was really chaotic. You had 15 people in that house.
Yeah. So for Thanksgiving break, Garage Boy and I went and stayed with my aunt and uncle who are in Virginia. And then we had some West Coast family fly out, including my parents. And there was a total, an additional, like a couple of other like family friends of people. In total, there were 15 of us that stayed in one house. And
was that on purpose? Like y'all like that, or was that just like a?
I mean, like it's not like everyone had like their own room, but it's doable in their home. And I think like that's just kind of how we are. Like if we can make it work at somebody's house, that's what we're gonna do.
What was that sleeping situation? Because I don't even know first of all, how big is that house? I'm trying to figure out how you fit 15 people into one room.
So they have a basement, so we can count that as like we can say like 3 stories if we want.
Okay,
since
sure.
There's the basement.
Yeah.
So on the top floor, it was my aunt and uncle in their room, and then it was my aunt's dad in one room, and then in another room it was my aunt, uncle, and their daughter, and then in another room it was my aunt and then their other daughter. So like 2 kids were split up in 2 rooms. So that's the top floor.
All right.
And then no one stayed in the middle floor because like there was like nowhere to like stay at, just because that was like the common areas of all of us like hanging out. And I think with that, people would go to sleep at a range from like 9 to like 2:00 in the morning. So that just like was not doable for people to like sleep in the common areas.
Sure.
So then the bottom floor, we called ourselves the basement dwellers. And it was my mom and dad in a room that's like my uncle's office, but it has a door. So that was shut. And then the rest of the basement is really big. So it was Garage Boy and I on an air mattress. And then my little cousin on like a futon, and then my other cousin on a couch, and then my cousin brought his friend who slept on this like rollaway bed that my cousin brought with him.
Why'd the friend show up? That's a chaotic situation as a friend to show up. As a friend, I'm like, I'm not going. That is
there
too much to go on.
There was 2 friends that were there.
Why did friends come to that?
Because honestly, the 2 friends that were there are on the East Coast, and they actually have spent the holidays. We call ourselves the West Coast Dutras and West Coast Naps, and then the East Coast Dutras and East Coast Naps. So like the East Coast, me, like, so that's like me, Garage Boy, and my aunt and uncle are here on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Like my cousin always brings his friend from like the Army. He doesn't have anyone to spend the holidays with. So like we've spent 2 holidays with Nick. He's a part of the family at this point.
I love that.
And also it's like one of my cousins might be deployed, and like I hope Nick still comes. Like he's still welcome to come, know. And then my aunt has another friend that she works with, and she just moved out here to the East Coast, and she doesn't have anyone. So like this is the second holiday that I've spent with Tiffany, and I love Tiffany. I like expect her to be there. So I think what's really cool about my aunt and uncle is either of my 2 cousins, like if they had friends that did not have anywhere to go, and that's the same thing at my house on the West Coast, like then they come over.
Yeah.
So I think that's why there was just so many of us, and it was so fun. It was so chaotic. It was absolutely insane. And then at one point, because my little cousin, this is the first time he was back from college, there was like 7 of his friends that came over because they're all in town.
Right.
So then they all hang out with us. And it was kind of crazy.
Like 25 people in there. It's like a house party.
It was honestly absolutely insane.
I'm picturing like the literal Full House house.
Totally.
Like that's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah, where like people are like vibing in the living room, like listening to music, and then there's people in the garage playing beer pong, and then the boys are downstairs playing air hockey. It's just like all of us were everywhere.
It's so funny. It's why this show works so well, because I mean, it couldn't be further away from like how my house operates. Like I have a whole basement to myself. If my parents tried to put one other person in a basement, even in a separate room, I would pitch a fit. I'd be like, that's absolutely not happening. Like you're not putting somebody, that's my floor. Like I can't have somebody like in my space. Like how am I going to sleep just knowing there's somebody else, like even in the next room? Like I mean, I'm even thinking too, like if I had nowhere to go, let's say that I stayed in Baltimore for Thanksgiving, I had nowhere to go, I'd be like, that's fine. Like I'm totally cool, like not having somewhere to, because you're like, well, they have nowhere to go. I'd be like, this is the best Thanksgiving ever. Like that, I got no one to entertain that I have to like keep up with. It's just so funny how people have such different perspectives. Well, you were sharing the story about on air about how you guys got so chaotic with beer
pong tournament.
Yeah. For the podcast, though, if you didn't hear that story,
I think at first it was fun. It was my idea to play as well. So I thought it was going to be fun to play out there, and it was cool. And it was my cousin AJ and his friend Nick. The night before, they were terrible, and like they kept losing, and like I was winning. Me and Garage Boy were winning, and it was awesome. The next day, they were just on fire, and they kept winning and winning. I think they were on like an 8 or 9 round streak until they got beaten.
Wild.
But up until that point, all of us started like trying to partner up or like switch partners, and the whole goal was just to get them out, and it was fun. But then it just got so serious, and like when we came back on air on Monday, obviously that was the first time that all of us had to like start talking at that early in the morning, and I could feel I felt like I was pushing my voice out. I felt like I was like I was hoping I wasn't going to lose my voice because I was screaming so much. Like we were so angry. And the thing about my family is everyone talks shit to each other.
Yeah.
So it's like the instigating, it's the gaslighting, it's the rage baiting. So when they kept winning and they kept getting better and better, everyone started getting angrier and angrier. Yeah. And then towards the end of it, then people are like, you're a cheater and he's carrying you and you blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. But it was a lot of fun. But I think the most special thing is obviously all of us are like, half of us are on the West Coast and half of us are on the East Coast. And it's been a really long time since like both sides have been able to be together for a holiday. I think the last time all of us were together in that kind of like vacation type setting was over like 6 years.
Wow.
That all of us were like actually together in the same place like that.
Yeah.
And I just remember at one point I was sitting there and I really took that moment in because I truly don't know when the next time that can happen, because it's not easy and for all the families to get together because everyone has their own life going on. And I think that was the most special thing, was I was just kind of looking around and I just couldn't, I don't know. I don't know when's the next time it'll be like that, but it was really special.
It's tough, man. Yes, everybody kind of gets their own life going, and like, you know, my family, it's hard. I mean, for anybody's family to get together. I mean, we typically just, you know, my family, it's just the immediate, because it's hard. All my cousins, they got their own thing. They live in other states and everything else. I mean, I can't tell you the last time my whole extended family got together for, unless it's like a funeral or something, like for like a Thanksgiving, a Christmas. I couldn't even tell you. It's been years and years and years. So yeah, I think that's, I mean, what do you guys do, Charlotte? Is it for Thanksgiving? Is it like, because most of your family lives here, don't they?
Yeah, a lot of my family does live here. Thanksgiving's kind of weird in our family because we haven't really done one consistent thing over the years. Like there were years where we'd go to Ohio to visit my mom's sisters, and then, you know, some years it'll be at our house versus my aunt's house, and like there will be slightly different characters based on like who's hosting. So
God, such a good story, by the way, on the radio podcast today. You should go listen to, about somebody that showed up at Charlotte's Thanksgiving. Really good story. You should go, if you haven't listened to Kramer and Jess on Demand today, highly recommended.
Yeah. There was a penis shirt.
Yeah,
because I couldn't say that on the air.
Spoiler alert!
So dick shirt it out there now.
Dick shirt at Thanksgiving. Go listen.
Dick shirt. But yeah, it's always been different, but I can super relate to what you're saying, Jess, because I grew up going to the beach with like a set group of people from my extended family. And I really miss us all being in the same space. Like
Hard.
even this year, like
It's rare.
my
Mhm.
like favorite cousin, because like we're like the same age, like she wasn't able to come down this year, and it's like, I don't know, you just miss those moments. I feel like since my grandparents passed, we haven't, like, it feels like we've all like disassembled slightly, and that makes me sad.
Yeah, and
I-
you revert back to like no matter how
Yes.
old you are, you revert back to that age. Like with my cousin and I mean, the man is literally an American hero. Like he's a
Mhm.
Green Beret, okay?
That's wild.
But when we get together, we fucking like
You're 12.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like and it's just so funny that like when it's like even though I know what he does and who he is and I could not be like more proud of him, when we're together it just feels like we're just two kids together and we'll like bicker and we'll play but like we love each other so much, and that is like really really cool. And also I think it's cool to just see how close Garage Boy is with my family and like his own relationship with my cousins, and like all of us will kind of like split up, and like Garage Boy, I don't know where he's at. He's somewhere with somebody,
Yeah.
you know, like doing his thing, which is like really cool.
I think that's what kind of happens though, right? Like you kind of don't you just kind of like hop back into that age you were the last time you saw that person, no matter who that person is.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably why sibling drama is what it is. I swear to God, my sister and I act like we're fucking 10 years old and we fight like we're 10 years old. Like we just have the stupidest fucking fights over nothing.
Oh, we know.
And you know what I'm saying?
We're
Like,
pretty
it's like,
aware.
It's like literally, and I'm like, why? I don't fight like this with anybody else in my life. We'll literally like I swear to God, we'll be like playing a board game or something. I remember like 2 Christmases ago, we were playing a board game, and like she didn't like the way that I said something, and we didn't talk for like 2 days over. And I was
Dude,
like,
beer
what?
pong,
Like,
beer pong.
yeah,
That's why beer
that's what I'm
pong got
saying.
crazy.
Like, and it's like just that. Even like Dan, right? My friend Dan, who I've
Yeah.
known since 4th grade, we act so fucking stupid together.
Yeah.
Because it's like we revert back to.
And isn't that beautiful?
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. You know,
it's
it's
kind of
really
healing.
It's like
Yeah.
you go back to whatever that phase was with that person, for
Yeah.
for better or worse, by the way.
And I love to see my parents do that, and also my uncles, because it's like my family that's out here, we're technically not blood related, but like my grandfather, my papa went to high school with my Auntie Penny.
Mhm.
So the
Cool.
two of them on these the two families, they went to high school together, and we've been connected ever since. So
Yeah.
each of there's been a kid like kind of around the same age on both sides of the family. So those kids have just kind of like connected.
Yeah.
So when I see my dad with like my Uncle Aaron or like my Uncle G, like they are giggling like teenage boys, like when they're together, you know?
yeah.
So that's really, really cool and really special to see.
Garage Boys, it was his cousins that were here.
Yeah. So his cousins were here, our cousins were here, and his older cousin and her daughter came to visit from Texas so we could watch Wicked together.
That's the only reason they came out here.
Yes.
This was
Which is crazy,
pre-Thanksgiving,
yeah.
by
This
the
was
way.
like
Yeah.
the weekend before
They
Thanksgiving.
literally flew out here just to watch a movie, which I think is so crazy.
It's
Wait.
iconic.
It was so awesome. Obviously they wanted to see us, and obviously
yeah.
they wanted to see Garage Boy, but like this is totally centered around Wicked.
Yeah.
And like I had the Wicked macaroni and cheese, I had like hot chocolate, I had like all like cute things for us to do. And I think that was really cool because his little, I mean, we just because of age and stuff like that, his little cousin calls me auntie and everything.
Mhm.
And I think that was like the first time, and I know that she's called me that before, but I just hadn't been around her in so long. But like she's 16, and I think being around her and her calling me auntie and like us just like chatting about things that are going on in her life, and that meant a lot to me because I love the relationship that Garage Boy has with my nieces Abby and Maya, especially Maya. Like Maya's obsessed with Garage Boy.
Right.
And I just was so honored because I felt like Bea and I were just so tight.
Yeah.
Like it
It's
was
cool,
just
right? When
so
they like accept you.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was just so fun to like be around her and hang around her, and how comfortable she was with like talking to us or like talking to me about like whatever. And his cousin Vera was just so sweet. And
She's
I think
how old?
Bea is 16.
Okay.
And then I think
That's a hard age to win over, period, by the way. You know? So like when you
Mhm.
do it, I think with somebody else's family, you're
Yeah.
like, damn, okay, I win.
but it just felt like a 3-day long sleepover with girls. Like
That's
it just felt so much like we were just like rotting in the living room the whole time. And that was really special of like being able to kind of curate my own relationship with his side of the family that
Yeah.
feels like our family was visiting versus like oh, Gerald's family's in town, you know?
Right.
So it was really cool.
Did y'all? We hadn't talked about Wicked yet. I've not seen it yet. I haven't seen it. I know. My dizzy. Y'all, I got really dizzy on my trip, and I've not been well since then. I really haven't talked about it because I don't want to, but it kind of fucked me up. So the last thing I want to do is like go in front of a screen, like vomit during Wicked.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you this. I have not seen great things about it. The stuff that I've heard secondhand has not been great, which I guess is also making me feel like, do I not want to go?
Are they theater people?
Yeah, and do they know the musical?
One of my friends is,
okay,
and it wasn't like terrible. I just feel like no one has been like, oh my God, that was just so great. Which is kind of like, well, damn.
I have seen people say that.
I'm sorry, I haven't.
Yeah,
I have not.
I've seen a mix. It's
I've
like
seen a mix.
0 or 100.
Totally.
Basically.
What are y'all's thoughts on Wicked, the new one?
I loved it. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with it. I think that, and again, speaking from someone who knows the musical, who's a fan of the musical, because I feel like a lot of the stuff I would see online, it was like, this isn't like a sequel.
Right.
This is Act 2, you guys.
Which will fuck you up, by the way.
And like the storyline, like, yes, we got Wizard and I, and like, yes, we got Defying Gravity, and yes, we got Popular. So I think like a lot of the people that were like, there's like no like quote unquote heavy bangers.
Yeah.
I feel like they just, and which is totally fine. I feel like that's also the job of like, that's another responsibility to take on if you're going to release something like Wicked, because unfortunately you can't just make it for the fans. You also have to make it for people who like are introduced to the story for the first time. Yeah. But like, fuck y'all. Anyways. So like, you know what I mean? But I just felt like the performances were so incredible. Like Cynthia Erivo is so freaking strong.
Yes.
That she was like a superhero. Like watching her, whether it came to her voice, her performance, like her body movement or anything like that. I just feel so emotional whenever she's on the screen because she demands every single scene that she's in. And with Ariana fucking Grande, like I truly feel, and you can say whatever you want about her, I really feel like she's going to get a supporting actor nomination for the Oscar, and I could possibly see her win it. I was so impressed with her emotion. Like I feel like a part 2, you really have to see like Glinda's emotional turmoil and like of everything that she goes through. And it was so dark. Like she takes it so dark where it's almost very like uncomfortable because we know so much about Ariana Grande. So when you see her in these scenes that are really fucking heavy, it feels uncomfortable.
Is she better?
Because you know where she's pulling from.
Is she better than part 1 though? Because you know I hated her in part 1.
I think. Well, I know that you weren't like, you're not like a real fan of her.
No, I'm not.
I do think that you'll enjoy it because the character has so much more substance.
Right, yeah.
Glinda goes through so much more trial and error and her plot line and her storyline.
Right.
So
you think she pulled it off?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I mean, within the first 10 minutes of fucking wait, fuck, what the big number in the beginning? Couldn't be happier. Yeah. Oh my God. Like her like of being all the way down here and crying her fucking eyes out, and then up here, like, I just can't. It's so colorful. It's pretty. It's incredible. Everyone's singing. I just can't. My mind was blown. And obviously, I feel like everyone's already talking about this scene online because of all the screen grabs. But the part that they improv, I mean, who cares? I don't know when you're going to see this.
I'm going to see it. Don't ruin it. Is it like a...
I mean, it's everywhere. I don't know how you haven't seen it. Like the part where they shut the door.
But you can say that. I don't know.
Yeah, that's not like a spoiler.
Yeah, I feel like that's not like a spoiler.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like Ariana and Cynthia improv'd this part after For Good and after like Cynthia's about to like fake die or whatever. And they shut the door, and like seeing the separation of the girls of like the friendship fucking wrecked me.
That was a great visual in that moment. Yeah,
it was beautiful. I think for Wicked fans, I think it's really cool to see things that you've always had to imagine yourself seeing it on stage, kind of having imagery and deep diver into the storyline, into the relationships of like that world is really, really special.
We haven't even said hi to YouTube yet, by the way. Sorry. What's up, YouTube?
Can't even Carly.
Carly on YouTube says, Jess and Charlie are going to hate me, but it wasn't that great. This is what I'm saying. She said, but theater kids know the second act doesn't hold up like the first act. And that is true. I mean, with every musical, by the way, the second, that's why I usually leave at intermission, because I feel like the second act always sucks, and it doesn't really matter how they end. Thoughts on Wicked? Do you feel like it held up to?
See, yeah, I was gonna say kind of similar to like what Carly just said. I've been quoting this tweet I saw the other day. Dear
Careful.
God. And it said like something along the lines of like, the rest of the world is about to find out what New York City tourists find out 7 times a week.
Yeah,
which is that
tough.
Act 2 of Wicked is like not as strong as the first.
And it's just heavy. It's heavy as fuck.
Dude, the story is
heavy as
That's
fuck.
where I
It's
was
heavy
going.
as
So
fuck.
part 1, I feel like, is more like you walk away with like your typical like musical theater feel good like vibes. Part 2, I think you have to sit with it more. You think about it more, because there's so much beautiful symbolism and like
makes me sick.
So much to think about that I think, I don't know. I don't think a lot of people get it at first listen. Like when Glinda's singing like no one mourns the wicked, like baby, she's singing about her. She's the one dying alone.
Yeah.
Carly, I know I almost said queef.
Yeah,
I just saw your comment.
I wasn't sure if she said queef or not.
It's Uncensored.
If it was on air, I probably could dump it.
Can I read you guys my Letterboxd review that I wrote for Wicked for Good? Because I think it sums up exactly how I feel.
Yeah.
Sure. As long as your mind was hornier, but For Good was more romantic. Minus 0.5 star for every fuck-ass new song we had to sit through, which disrupted the pacing of an otherwise perfect film. But whatever, I'm theater trash forever. I loved this. And that
there you go.
kind
Charlotte.
of is exactly how I feel.
Charlotte. Yeah. Well said. Well said. I'll see it eventually, and I'm sure I'll hate it because I do.
No, it's like kind of depressing. So you'll like it.
I hated Act 2. Period. I know, and I love Act 1, so I'm sure.
Also, you know who low-key wins or should win an Oscar just for like the one face he makes? Ethan Slater.
No, I heard
Dude,
everyone loves him.
That
Everybody,
one scene was
if I saw anything about anything, people like love him.
Ethan Slater and the actress that plays
Nessa
Rose.
Marissa Bodie,
yeah, Marissa. Like the way that she screams Bach, I thought I was watching like a horror film for like 2 seconds. It was nuts.
All right, there's our Wicked breakdown. There's, you guys know me in boundaries, and I love to shut people out of my life. Well, there's somebody there's somebody that's trying to come back into my life, but I don't know if this person would make sense to add back. But I need my gal pals to decide. Right after this. Yeah, I love cutting people out of my life, man. You know that. I love it. I just chopping block. You didn't make it. I just don't know if this one is safe or not. No matter what she tells me, I just don't know if this one is safe. If you've listened to this podcast for a while, I remember I had that friend that told me she had feelings for me. And, I basically was like,
you cut her out of your life for having feelings for you?
Well, I just told her I didn't think that was a very smart relationship to like, I told her she needs to go like kind of process
that would have really hurt me.
I mean, that's where we left it off, was like, hey, I don't think we can have an authentic relationship if you've got feelings for me, because I don't have feelings for you, and I think that's going to get really messy. And I think that's just an honest truth. Like, I don't have feelings for you. And
you guys were like close friends though, right? Pretty close.
Well, yeah. And I don't, but the last thing I need is messy. The one thing my word for 2025 unexpectedly became not messy. And I really have, I gotta be honest, guys, I've done a really good job of not being messy this year. For the first time in my life, I've not been messy, and it's been really nice. And so the last thing I needed was to have a friendship that was, especially knowing that she had feelings for me. Like I didn't really know what to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
And so she took some time, and she came back to me last week, or this was the week before Thanksgiving, and was like, so I kind of put some thought into it, and I guess I really don't have feelings for you, and I think that we can just be friends.
Yeah. She's like, take backseat.
Yeah, like Uno reverse feelings.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
which honestly, low-key real. Like
that's so real.
It is fucking real.
And I'm like, okay.
Like, depending on like what you're going through, some shit goes down, then you're like, oh fuck, sorry, I kind of misplaced those feelings there.
You guys, this is what you guys tell me. Is that really a thing? And would you feel safe?
It is a real thing.
Would you feel safe?
Yeah.
if a friend came to you, because I mean, you've been in this situation. I mean, I'm sure we've all been in this situation before.
I have PTSD from situations
Right.
like this, so I don't know if I.
No. I mean, let's be honest. If that person,
I couldn't be happier.
you know,
right there. No, bro.
you know what I mean?
No, bro.
If that person came back into your life a couple of months later, like, oh no, never mind, we can be cool. You know what I mean? Like, would you be like, okay, never mind, we can be cool again? I don't know, and this is why I'm struggling, because if somebody comes and confesses feelings for you,
I think it depends how far they were taken, though, because that's the thing. I think it's the furthest you guys got was like conversation.
Yeah.
And so I do like I think a lot of people can relate to if you're going through something or maybe even with somebody else and then you misplace like this energy and these feelings on a different person where they don't belong. And then when you finally have time to like sit with that, you're, oh shit, I actually don't like you that way. That's my bad. And I think that is a very real thing.
What does that mean? What do you think that's a very real thing? Break that down for me. What do you that's a very
when you're
real
confused.
I have a specific instance,
Okay.
if that helps.
Sure.
Jess, do you have anything else to say? I didn't mean to accidentally cut you off. Okay. So when I had my like long distance breakup around, what was it? No, like a year ago, I was crashing the fuck out.
Yeah.
I thought I was like infatuated with multiple people who I can look at now and I'm like,
Ew.
what the sweet ass fuck was wrong with me?
Not sweet as
that
fuck.
I even for a like.
Ooh, actually, you're so right. Yeah.
And now that I'm like not crashing out anymore, I'm like,
yeah.
Who was that? That wasn't me.
No, you're right. There was a few situations of like people I possibly was like trying to get with or like explore things with. And now when I think about it, there's like no way in hell that was real or that was like okay or anything like that. But I think because after I got out of a really bad situation, it almost was like, I don't know how to describe it, like a video game. It's like I have something and I have to shoot it somewhere.
Yes.
And there's all these moving targets and I have to figure out where to shoot. Maybe, sure. Yes, you. I want to do that. And then immediately I'm like, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, absolutely not. I think I legitimately was drunk or something. And I wasn't even drunk, actually. I think that's what's the scariest part.
You're love drunk.
Dude, maybe, I don't know if we call it love bombing. Maybe would that be considered love bombing? Or
I think love. Like, well, maybe
because
but love bombing feels like you're doing it intentionally.
No, you're
to
right.
Fuck with somebody.
I know that this isn't the definition of love bombing, but I also would like to still call it love. Like, could this be like a side quest of love bombing?
It's like
because I felt like I was throwing my love bomb somewhere, and I was waiting for someone to catch them. And
give us a word. Somebody give us a word on YouTube. What do you call that? You think when like you're like you break up, because I see what you're saying. Like you break up with, you're going through a hard time.
But I was under a spell. It's like there was like someone I really thought in my mind, like I was attracted to them and like I wanted to get with them. But like actually that was not the case at all. Like at all. But in that moment, I legitimately was like, oh, I'm going to fucking do this and it's going to be great. But then after I like woke the fuck up, I was like, wait, literally, ew. Yeah. That would have been the worst decision of my life. Why was that even a consideration? Absolutely not.
Okay, now we have
demon time. Maybe demon time.
Demonic. You were under demonic possession for a minute.
Like because when I
demonic boy possession.
When I think about it, it was just such a bad fucking idea.
Now we have to remember this. There have been instances,
and
though,
I was sober too.
Where I felt like, wait, does she like me more than I think she does? You know what I mean? This is before this conversation even went down.
Okay.
So this is not like completely out of the blue.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So keep the whole dynamic.
Would we say you felt that like
probably like a month before she said something. I was like, wait a minute. And remember,
my thing lasted for like 5 months.
Okay.
Yeah, she could have actually accidentally liked you for a month.
You can have love delusion.
It was a
love delusion. Love delusion.
Also, can we talk about this too? I feel like in this situation, because it would be different if she like, I don't know, try to kiss you in the dark without your permission, which she didn't fucking do. So what I'm saying is, since she didn't fucking do that.
Why do you say that, Jessica? Why do you use that example?
Since she didn't fucking do that, all she did was communicate with you. She communicated with you that she had a crush on you.
Yeah.
And I feel like crushes can also just be very like flighty as well.
Yeah,
like sometimes they're not serious.
Right.
So she could have literally like thought she had a crush on you for a month, and then after she was like, wait, what the fuck? No.
So wait, you would go back and be friends with this person? I'm asking you.
No, so my situation I think is different because
no, but in this
it
situation,
was
more or
not-
less, with what you know, more or less, and I've told you I kind of felt this for about a month before. And remember, I told you guys that I saw that she had liked an Instagram post about like, remember that?
Yeah.
That she had liked an Instagram reel about like, hey, is there somebody that you say you're friends with, but you wish it was more? Remember that? And I was like, is that about me? Is this play about us or whatever? I was like, what the fuck? Is that about me? So like we had some context clues, and then all of a sudden she's like, I think I have feelings for you.
I mean, maybe, but also too, like if you get in a new relationship, I don't know if that would be an issue.
What do you mean?
Like if that's an issue for your like future partner, like depending on how long standing this friendship is and stuff like that. Because I think this is like
no, dude, lay it out, dude.
No, I'm trying.
You don't hold it back.
I'm
what
trying.
Do you mean?
No, I'm trying. I have an example. I just have to be careful because it's not my situation. So it's just a situation that I know of.
Make it
Okay,
hypothetical.
because here's like the hypothetical situation.
No, this is based on no one's real story. But
I might have known two friends that like kind of were it wasn't serious. Like it was not serious, but it was serious enough that like I feel like if they were to have partners and that partner found out about like their casual situation, those outside partners would not feel comfortable with that.
Okay, so you're telling me if I started,
it sucks because all of us are friends and all of us know the inner workings of it. All of us know it was casual. Right. All of us know it wasn't that serious. But however, for someone on the outside to come in, they might not necessarily feel the same, and they have a right to feel that way about it.
So this is tricky. This is tricky.
So with you, if you're friends with this person, but like it is, to us, we don't see it as a big deal.
But let me ask you this.
But if you had someone on the outside and you're trying to date and like she finds out, wait a second. So like she was into you for like a while and you guys had kind of like a thing and you kind of had to figure it out and now she's not into you. Like obviously could make someone else feel uncomfortable.
This podcast will be public, right? So this is now up here. So let me ask you this question. If Garage Boy had a friend and hey, he went through this exact same situation.
And I'm going to say adulthood too. Like in adulthood. Like this isn't some like high school
same
bullshit.
Situation. No, same situation.
Never kissed.
Never kissed.
One-sided.
One-sided. She was like,
she went through something. I thought had feelings, but then realized she didn't.
But she said, "I'm over it.
I'm over it." I was confused, and I don't actually have feelings for him. Would you be okay with that friendship?
No. Because I'm like, bitch, he's still dreamy as fuck. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding? Like, you just look into his eyes and that shit's gonna come fucking back. His hair.
So why are you telling me it's okay? Well, you're sending me down a wrong path, bro.
No. This is what I said. Listen to me. No, listen to my words. I said, I think it's okay now. But what else did I say? I said, however, this could possibly present issues with you, with the future partner. And I don't know how they would feel about it. So that's something that you have to take in consideration.
Do I have to tell a future partner that this happened?
Probably because we're talking about it publicly. There's differences.
But if it didn't, though, if it didn't happen, would I need to admit something like this?
Yeah, you better, because if she and this is okay.
Wow, this is so complicated now.
This is on like some behind the scenes shit as far as like my hypothetical situation, friends or whatever.
This is a very complex situation.
We have been talking about like, so if so and so comes around, like,
wait,
what if she finds out about
Can I ask a question about this hypothetical situation? Because obviously we don't know who you're talking about, but like, was there actual hookup situation that went down? Because I feel like if it's something physical happened, that's very that's clear cut.
No, yes. I just think yes, physical, absolutely.
Okay. So
but I think with your thing, it's been like a thing. Like we have like low key been talking about this situation for a while.
Yeah.
Like we did a whole episode on like, I think my friend's in love with me. I don't know.
Right.
Fast forward to, okay, wait, she did say she has feelings for me and I don't know what to do. Like, because it has become a thing, I think that is something you have to tell your partner about, especially because if you're going to talk about it publicly to us, you would have to tell them.
I'm going to tell you right now, if this wasn't a podcast and this was just my like, I'm like Stephen Yancey, just the person, I would never tell my partner about this.
Wait, what?
I would never. No.
But then you make her look like an idiot. Because what if they like, and then also too, dude, and here's my thing. But here's my thing.
I would just make sure the boundaries were very strong and just set up. It would nothing would ever have to interfere or be weird.
Then I would feel a type of way about your homie, because if your homie was like around your new partner, like everything was all fine and dandy, like I didn't want to fuck your boyfriend at some point, I would be like, both of y'all are shady as fuck. For me personally.
I'm not saying I'm not shady.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, if my partner didn't tell me, that would be crazy.
And if both of you were in cahoots of like, we're just not going to say anything
So
because
you're
it was in the past,
then what's the
then
point of
both
being,
you guys fucking suck.
If I eventually plan on being in a relationship one day, then what's the point of you
Well, you've been
rekindling
single
this
7
friendship?
years. You could have 7 years of a great friendship.
Also, if you
Is
guys
that too
if you guys become like closer and it's like better and you just communicate with your partner, like this is what happened, this was the
Yeah.
situation, this is what goes down, you know.
But you're telling me right now you would never be okay with it.
Oh, for me, for my personal situation, that's because Garage Boy looks like a Disney prince, and like I don't know what else I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
I would tell her. I would literally, if I found out the
God.
situation, I would be so real with this girl. I'd be like, listen, you seem like a really kind person and I respect you, but I just can't. Like, he's too dreamy and I can't trust you.
I can't risk it.
I can't
you
risk
fucking
it.
my
I'm sorry.
my
He's too
boyfriend.
dreamy.
Well, I'm more confused than ever. Thanks, Jess.
I think I just gave you all the options
Well, you
of what
did.
could possibly happen.
And I've never been more confused. I mean, YouTube, what do you think? Did anybody say anything? Not really. What's up, Carly? How y'all doing? What's up, Celia? Y'all, it's good to be back. It's good to be back. We miss you guys. What's up, Amber? Love you guys, man. Really love you guys. Is that Bethany? I think that might be Bethany. What's up, Grace? Happy to have you guys here. In case you don't know, we do the show live on YouTube. Sorry, I forgot to mention at the top of the show. We're usually live. We're running really late today. Wednesday mornings around 10:30-ish Eastern, 7:30 West Coast. So hop on, say hello. We'd love to chat with you on there. All right, Jess, we're out. We have probably 3 more weeks of this. So we have this week and then 2 more weeks and then we're done for the holidays. Where do we find you, Jess?
Just do it. JESSDUITT on all social.
Charlotte.
PTSD diva on the internet.
And I am that guy, Kramer. I've got an awesome podcast. Well, the podcast is mediocre. It's mid, as the kids say. But I've got a really awesome podcast community. It's called Certified Mama's Boy. I think what show we're doing. Certified Mama's Boy over wherever you get your podcast.
You should ask your mom's advice. I would be very interested to hear what she would say, honestly.
Oh, she'll let me do whatever I want.
I know she'll let you, but what would she?
Yeah, I'll talk to her. I'll talk to her about it over there.
She's a wise woman.
Yeah, I'll, you know what? Thanks, Charlotte. That takes one segment off today's show for me. It makes it a lot easier. Thank you.
Here for you.
All right, love you guys. We'll see you next week. Bye, everybody.
Love
See ya.
you. Bye.
Bye, YouTube. Y'all the best. Good to be back. See ya.